Hi, my name is Caroline Jones. I'm an investor, entrepreneur, life coach, and a mom and a wife. I'm from Kenya, but I live in the United Kingdom. I came into the United Kingdom in the early 2000s. I left home at 19. I remember that day like yesterday. It was a very sad day indeed. My mom and my dad are just separated again. And my dad was quite violent, and he had held my mom at knife point and saying, what could make me not to kill you today, like those people we read about in the newspapers. And I wasn't at home at that particular time, but when I came back and I heard that story, it broke my heart. So my dad and mom, they separated. Then the police gave my dad restraining order and he had to leave. And my mom looked at me and said, Caroline, go and look for work. I cannot employ you in my shop anymore. I'm selling this. I'm leaving. I want to rebuild my life again. So my sister came and took me, and I left, feeling really apprehensive and thinking, I've got to do something to help my mom. She had really struggled to and sacrificed to help our family. And I was going to do everything I could to help her. So I moved to the capital city, Nairobi, lived with my sister for a little while. My first job was being a waitress. But one thing I knew is that there is nothing I will not be able to do. I had that belief at the back of my mind that despite not being able to afford to go to college or university at the time, that my future was bright. Shortly after that, I met my first husband, who is the father to my children, and we fell in love, and we got married 2 years later, but it wasn't straightforward. When we started planning and praying together, things started working. Before that, he had tried to go to Canada and had lost all his money, and he had lost all his money because he was denied the visa. So God did a miracle. He met a missionary in a restaurant, and within a short conversation, the missionary managed to connect him to some college in the United Kingdom, which a friend of his was starting. And he got a full scholarship. It's only when we got married and came, and is when we realized it was a small college. It only had 2 students. And it was shut down 2 years later when the principal had a theological disagreement with the other student. So my husband had to move to a different college altogether. But it showed me that when you believe, you a door can be opened just for you. I believe that our reality is our own construct, and there's many universes, and whatever someone thinks is very different from the other person, and whatever you think is that's your faith, that's what you bring to pass according to your faith. And I just knew that God is so wonderful. If we trust him, there's nothing he can't help you with. So over the years, my dad passed away. I realized that he had a mental illness and nobody really supported him properly. It's only when I came to the United Kingdom and I saw people while I came on medications and were living normal lives, then I thought, surely I could, if only I had the chance to go back, and get him on some medication, probably things would have been very different. But being able to get into work and business, I managed to buy some six-figure business, got into properties and investing in other businesses and things, and God really blessed us. And I've been able to support my mother, and one of our passion projects has been to start a church, and she's just almost finishing one of the buildings, a building for the church, and to continue serving God in that way. So I learned that mental illness exists, which in my country was not there. I also learned that there is nothing impossible. God can open a little window for you, because if that's where He wants you and that's the faith you have, He'll open a little window that nobody else will be able to use to be able to bless you. So, and I also believe that reality is not our reality is different from one person to another. You can be two people living in the same house but have two completely different realities because of what's going on in your heart and in your mind. The most important thing is to know what the purpose that God has for you, be able to get Him to give you the scrolls of your life, because there's lots of things I've pursued and they've worked, but they've given me a lot of pain in my life. Then I realized that was not in God's perfect plan. And so I've learned to wait on God and to only dream of the things that are in His plan for me. They're less painful. But I believe that life is not random. Life is, God has a scroll that has our purpose in it. And one of the things I've enjoyed doing is working from home and just raising my little girl, who's still at home at the moment. And that has been my dream and desire over the years, working long hours and working really hard. And God made a way. I was able to do so. And there's nothing you can't be able to do as well. I'll share some details under this video if you're interested in some free training on self-mastery and advanced thinking to align yourself to what God is doing for your life. Feel free to join in. Or if you want to work from home as well and raise your family, I'll put some details at the end of this video as well. Please comment and let me know if there's any of the things I commented, I mentioned, resonate with you. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.